welcome back. This is RGB Dragon with What Gamers Love, and today I've got a new video on the Sisters of Eve Epic Arc. I see people in my corp and on Reddit and things like that asking every so often about fits for ships and things like that to run the Sisters of Eve Arc. I know that a lot of times people end up having problems with two of the specific missions, and so the plan today is I'm going to show you this Algos fit that works quite well in the Epic Arc, and then after we talk about the fit, I will show you running the two missions that people have issues with. I'll put some timestamps in the description so you can skip forward to what you need to see and need help with, and that'll be the video for today. Before I get going with that, just a quick plug. If you would please like and subscribe, help me grow the channel, that would be greatly appreciated. But with that, let's dive into the fit. Okay, so let's talk about the fit here for the Algos. My goals for the fit were I wanted to create a ship that was easy enough for newer players to get into, so not a heavy skill training time. It also should be affordable, but should be able to run the two more difficult missions that you encounter in the SoE Arc. One of the things that is nice is that the ship does have a relatively decent warp speed and align time, so the Epic Arc itself has tons of travel. I personally ran the beginning half of it with an assault frigate, a Hawk that I had a travel fit and a combat fit for, but with something like this Algos, you could run the whole thing start to finish in this one ship. So the ship, the Algos, like I said, it's pretty easy to get into. You just need Gallente Destroyer 1. This is super easy to train. However, for each subsequent level of Destroyer that you get, you're going to get some nice bonuses, specifically to the drone hit points and damage. You get 10% bonus per level of Gallente Destroyer. That's really nice. You also have the roll bonus for drone max velocity. So this is a great platform to throw drones at these missions. I've got, some Tech 2 Hobgoblins and Warriors. Both of these could be swapped out for the Tech ones. Should still work, just won't clear things as fast. But so you can dial that down if you need to. For the tank itself, we've got a few things in our favor. We've got a very small signature radius, and we go at a decent speed with the Afterburner, so you can kind of speed tank a sig tank with this. And then with the Multispectrum Shield Hardener 2, you've got good Omni resist across the board. These are not fantastic resists, but the Sisters of Eve arc is just really not that difficult, so it should be sufficient. In the rig slots, I've got an EM shield reinforcer to boost that up a little bit more, and same thing with the thermal, and then a field extender just for ease of fitting. You could put a drone speed rig in here, but I think I was having even issues with some of the CPU on the fit for that, so I swapped that out. In the high slots, I've got some remote armor reppers, so if you need to repair your drones, you can. It's also good for managing aggro. If you start repping your own drones, a lot of times the enemy will get mad at you. They'll start shooting you instead of the drones, so that can help manage aggro. I did go ahead and fit some 75mm Scout Accelerator cannons. You do have a bonus tracking speed on this ship. The only reason for these would be if you had a frigate wander away from your drones and come up to you, then you could not have the drones pull back to get that one frigate. You could use these guns to take out that frigate with ease. Other things we have in the ship, we already talked about the Afterburner. This is just a simple meta Afterburner. We do have a SIBO here. We had an extra mid slot, wasn't sure what to do with it. This does help boost our max targeting range, also helps us to target lock things much quicker, so it just helps with speed of doing stuff. In the lows, we have a damage control, again, nice Omni resist profile, and then we have two DDAs, the drone damage amplifiers, which really helps to boost the damage that the drones do. So it's a pretty simple fit, it's pretty inexpensive, and pretty easy to train into. And so that's it for the fit. Okay, so we finally are at I think the 48th mission of the Arc, Chasing Shadows. And this is one of the ones that typically gives players a lot of difficulty, as the battle cruiser, Kritsan Parthus, flies, I think it's a Harbinger, and he newts out to about 30 kilometers. And so, depending on what your you're flying and what your tactics are, this can create quite a challenge specifically for newer players. And so this Algos ship is specifically built in order to counter his basically his newt. And so the targeting range we have, let's simulate this with the SIBO. This does help boost our targeting range, is out to 65 kilometers. Our drone control range is 57 kilometers. And so the idea behind this ship's fit against this specific battlecruiser is to get out to range as quickly as you can. And what you want to do is, I think there's like 5 frigates or so that are in the mission when you first warp into it. After I think you kill a few of those, there's a second wave. So the idea is get yourself to range so you're more than 30k away from Parthus. You want to take out all of the rookie frigates as fast as you can to lower any incoming DPS, orbiting the battlecruiser all the time. And then once he's the last enemy left, then you send your drones after it and just stay outside of his nuding range the whole time, and it shouldn't create any problems for you. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and run this mission now and give it a go. I believe this mission you either want to do, these are mercenaries, so it's best to do kinetic or thermal. So, you know, I've got hobgoblins, which do, what do these do here? Thermal damage. The warriors do explosives, so we don't want to use those, so we're going to use the hobgoblins. So here's Parthus, he's 9k away, so I immediately want to burn away from him as fast as I can. And then while I'm doing that, we can lock up some of the frigates. And let's go ahead and send our hobgoblins out and start working on the frigates. And I want to stay away from Kritsan Parthus. So right now we're out to 20, and we just want to keep outside of his newt range, which I've heard is out to 30. So I'm going to keep going further. You know, you could just set orbit to like 30 or more, but we're just going to manually pilot away from him to start. You'll notice our drones are making very quick work with these little frigates. I don't want to kill him yet, so I am using, there's the second wave, so now there's some more. Alright, so now we're 31 away. So I am using Q piloting. If you hold down the Q button, you can drag. You can double click to immediately set. This stays on the horizontal plane. Or one of the things that you can do, looks like I'm not paying attention. I'm telling you about Q manual piloting, but not a problem if we lose this guy. Yep, we lost him. That's fine. So yeah, so the other thing you do is you can click and drag. You can click it one time to set the direction, and then you can move to set the vertical axis and click again, and that actually gives you very precise manual piloting controls. So we lost a hobgoblin because I was getting distracted showing you how I do manual piloting, but that's fine. We're 33k away. At our speed and at our small signature size, he can't apply any damage to us, and we're going to work him down. Hopefully, let's go ahead and, even though it's the wrong damage type, let's get a 5th drone on him. So we'll get one warrior out there. And he'll be popped here in just a minute. But yeah, this mission causes new players a lot of problem, because if you're not prepared for it, if you don't have the right ship and he nukes you out, then you can really be a sitting duck. I mean, once you're nuked out, you have no cap. Obviously, you can't run any of your active modules. Drones could still do damage, but if you're trying to use either hybrids or lasers, then you certainly can't apply any damage anymore, and you're basically stuck. So that is the Chasing Shadows mission. We shredded that one pretty easily, no problems there. I'm gonna do another mission or two, and I think it's the 2 missions from now we will be fighting Dagan. So I'll be back in just a second for that. Okay, so one quick thing while I'm traveling over to the next mission location, right before I have the encounter with Dagan, I did mention earlier in the video the 6.5 AU a second warp speed, and I was completely forgetting that I am in my clone that has Asclepion implants on it that boost your warp speed. So I honestly don't know what this would be without those implants. It would be much lower though, so disregard that a little bit, although the destroyer does do fairly quick work of it. The hard missions here at the end are based out of the original system that you're doing, that you start the SoE Arc in Arnon. So you could always stage a destroyer here and then use a frigate to travel around to the other spaces. Might be a little bit faster for you. Ultimately, it really doesn't take that long to do all of this, so I think that ship is just fine. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that the Capsuleer Day event, which just was going on, you'll notice up here I have some boosters active. I have the Potent Capsuleer Day Glamour X booster, which gives you a 50% bonus to standings gains when running missions and stuff. These are pretty affordable on the market. There's different ones. There's a basic, there's an extended, and then there's a potent. And if you're trying to grind up standings for something, I highly recommend you use these boosters because it really shortens your total work, because you just get standings at a much greater rate. So I highly recommend using those. Okay, so this is the last difficult mission. This is Our Man Dagan. This one, honestly, I think is much easier than the last one we just did. He does target paint you, he does apply decent damage, but he only applies damage out to that kind of magic 30k again. So we're going to use the same tactics. We're going to manually pilot to get away from him. We're going to clean up his kind of escort force, and then once those are down, we are going to take him out. Should be another pretty simple mission. We are going to use our warriors for this one because he is weakest to explosive damage. So we'll be using the warriors because that's what they do. And yeah, we're going to do the same thing. So let's warp to the dead space area. Here you can see there's Dagan's escorts. Looks like some of the Minmatar cruisers are going away. All right, so he's here at 37, so we're already at a good range. We're just going to click in space. Let's target Dagan and his escorts, get our warriors out, and let's take out the escorts first. Now Dagan, I believe, is in a fairly slow ship. He's in a Gnosis, I want to say. And he, I think, only goes about 300-400 meters a second. So with our Afterburner here on this fit, we go 650, so we can definitely keep range from him without a problem. The trick to him is that you need greater than 100 DPS in order to break through his tank. And so with our drones here, I think we're at like 150. You know, it's not an amazing amount of DPS, but it is enough to get through him. And since we're using drones to do it, we don't have to worry about running out of ammo or anything like that. Certainly, if we started losing our drones, that would be a problem, but we should be good here. So this may take just a minute, and if so, I'll speed up the footage, but he's going down fairly well so far. And there he goes. Now it looks like we need to go pick up Dagan, so let's go to the wreck. And that'll be it. So as you see there, with a drone ship, it's really not that difficult, and just maintain your distance, watch your drones so they don't pull aggro, and let them do all the work for you. So that's pretty much it. You know, hopefully you found this fit and watching these videos helpful. Hopefully you learned something about maybe manual piloting. But either way, I hope you enjoyed the video. Definitely throw some comments down if you have any tips or feedback. Certainly always looking to improve the way I do things. And if you have any suggestions for upcoming videos you'd like to see, then let me know. Thanks, and fly safe.